evening, Raven fans, Oriole fans. Thank you for joining us this evening. Easy for me to say. So excited about the victory. So thank you for joining us here on the Ravery Sports Podcast. Like and subscribe to all of our social media content. So if you're watching this right now live, you're watching this right now on our X page, which is our highest viewed page, our YouTube, which is growing. Absolutely thank you as well, and our Twitch channel. So thank you very much for out there doing that. Definitely check us out. This will be on our Facebook as well. So definitely check us out on Facebook. Thank you for joining us. If you don't have a minute, if you get value out of this, you like good Ravens content as well, especially today after the first victory, we'll go ahead and like and subscribe. Tell everybody you know about the Ravery Sports Podcast that is out there. Definitely, and you can get hats like this, Ravens hats, celebrate a victory. This is my boy Private Stash, Kelly Gregg jersey, riverysports.company.site. All right. So, Ravens are win today. Look, let's take it. We're going to complain about some things, but we'll take it. Real quick, before we get to the Ravens. Tigers 4-3 over the Orioles. This is now the fifth straight series that the Birds have lost. Not so good down the stretch. Offense has been coming back as of late. So they have 3 runs today, a little bit more as well. Kind of got shaky at the end there, but the offense has been coming back a little bit more of late. Mullins today, 18th home run. Really, Mullins is probably the one guy down the stretch, not named Gunnar or Taters, really playing well. So shout out to Cedric to going ahead and getting it at the end here, moving back up in the lineup at second as well. So good job for him as well down the stretch. Westy and Urias were activated. Jordan Westberg, Urias were activated today. So they're getting healthy here at the playoffs. So even though they're struggling here, Orioles do need one more win still because they didn't win the last 2 games to get in the playoffs. They're playing in New York on Monday. And the final series after next week, Minnesota. We will be here after that game next week in Minnesota doing our instant reaction to the end of the season, talk a little bit about the playoffs, talk a little bit about Orioles. Also, instant reaction as we do every Sunday for the NFL as we go down the stretch here. Sunday night game next week. All right. Football, it says 28-25. Baltimore Ravens over the Dallas Cowboys in this one today. So, look different today. The Ravens really they needed a sense of urgency when you're down 0-2. I don't think it's ever been in the NFL where a team was 0-3 and made the playoffs. Didn't happen. They went ahead and got the victory today. So, what was different today as well? Besides the Cowboys, I thought played lousy. Like they looked very lifeless today. Play calling, I think, was significantly improved by both coordinators. Todd Monken seemed to have a better grasp of the offense's strengths and weaknesses, and Zach Orr's defense showed greater aggression. They ran on the left side, right? They didn't do anything on the right side. A lot of it when Lamar, if he knows he's not going to have time on the right side, he just takes off this year. He's doing more of that. He's doing more of that as well. And the play calling reflected it. I thought Monken and them, they did a great job today with the play calling, much better. Obviously, the uses will get to Derrick Henry and all that, but it was much better. Zach Orr's defense, that looked more for 3.5 quarters, looked like a Ravens defense. They didn't, like in the first 2 games, a lot of zone, a lot of cover 2 and that stuff. A lot more man coverage in this one. Saw Brandon Stevens a lot tight up on CeeDee Lamb, etc. A lot of coverage to CeeDee Lamb. That looked more like the Ravens' aggressiveness up until the last quarter, right? Then they just played prevent, and they almost let him back in this game because they showed no aggression. Defense started to get tired. They did just enough to hold on. But, hey, look, when you lost the first 2 games, you got to take that. You got to take a win wherever you can get it. Kind of mentioned it a little bit. Lamar is quicker to take off as compared to last year, being more decisive. I think that's all because of the right side of the line. He's just taking off and going. Now, if it's not there, he's not sitting there waiting in the pocket. He doesn't have confidence in it. He's darting in that hole and getting the ball out quick. That's why you're seeing a lot of Justice Hill. That's why you're seeing like short stuff to Likely, etc. More run game on that side. There, it is definitely more takeoff and run from Lamar this year. So definitely still finding their way on offense today, but finding a way to actually get a win. Obviously, D. Henry, this was his best game by far as a Ravens, effectively running to the left side. I mentioned it last week, and I mentioned it in the podcast. Run on the left side, guys. Right? You got Stanley over there. You got Linderbaum on that side. Voorhees can run block between. Run the ball on the left side. And that's exactly what they started doing. Stop overcomplicating then. Now, when he was getting the hole on the left side, then he was cutting back in on the right side, getting more stuff down the field. Derrick Henry getting the ball in space is a good thing. That looked like what we have been seeing so many years at Tennessee. 25 carries, running the ball effectively, getting fed. They used some Justice Hill. That's okay, but they got him their carries. It did help to have a lead, I would say. I think being behind is like, but there's absolutely no reason for Derrick Henry to be getting 12 carry, 10 carry. In order to have an effective Derrick Henry, it's got to look more like it did today. He's getting that. Now, issue, not targeting Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews enough. Drusely, I think, again, struggles on the right side. Those guys need guys route development, and they're still really not getting it. They got pass yards, but they were kind of bubble screen stuff, nothing where they had to really let anything develop big time downfield. Lamar might get a broken play. It seemed like that's what he got with Bateman a couple times, where he actually beat the rush a couple times, go downfield, buy some time. But that's essentially what happened. But Andrews, I don't think got a target in the whole for the first 4 quarters. That's incredible that you don't even target a Pro Bowl tight end all 4 quarters. But again, what do we talk about? Struggles on the right side. Didn't really have enough time to develop. I'm looking at it again. Yeah, 1 target, no catches for Mark Andrews in this whole game. Unbelievable for that. Flowers, not a lot either. Again, but Flowers, they kind of use a little bit more Army knife-like. 3 catches, 20 yards. It may have to look like that a lot this year. What was incredible, I thought, with all the discussions we had about the offensive line, they played the same 5 guys like all year, particularly the right side. So Falele and McCary basically went the whole day without rotation. They didn't play. I don't know how much we saw Rosengarten at all today, and we certainly didn't see Ben Cleveland right at all today, like we had hoped for. However, they did win. They were successful. They definitely kind of stayed away from that side on their offense. They definitely used the left side more, which is what they should do, which is what they got to do. They had a lead. So Falele can lean on people. So I think that's something like in the run game. I'm not so worried about that. If he can go straight ahead and lean on people, he can handle that. I think that's basically all they asked him to do today. Also on that side, saw a lot more help. Saw Charlie Kolar play more. Ricard was at time. So they kind of at least acknowledged that we don't have it on that side. We're going to have to work around that and do some things there. I'm still in shock. I'm still surprised that he didn't even at least look at the other options. That was crazy. I mean, how, again, Rosengarten hardly played, and Falele went the whole way. They kind of worked around it. I thought the play calling, like I said, was much better. I thought the ideas were much better, but this is really stubborn by the coach, man. It really is. You gotta not be so stubborn. Going forward, you're going to play some good teams. You're going to play a really good Buffalo team next week here. That's a wow. Couple other little things, didn't have notes about. Tucker, we saw the difference with Tucker today. Missed a 47-yarder. And now you saw the future. The other Cowboy kicker, Aubrey, he hit like a 65-yarder. And if you were thinking what I'm thinking, wow, that used to be Justin Tucker actually hitting the 60-yard. I thought that was crazy to try that in the first quarter. So I think we're entering kind of a new reality with Tucker. Again, 4 for 4 on the field goal, did most of what he needed to do, but 3 straight games now he's missed long field goals. So again, Tucker's getting older. Got to really factor that into your decision making and all that, etc. Also on the Cowboys I thought looked horrible, period. I thought the defense looked bad. I thought even with the Ravens' deficiencies, Cowboys couldn't take advantage at all. No run game to speak of at all. Again, this week, along with the Raiders, they gave up 300-something yards. I mean, they passed for 300-something yards, but most of that was garbage time stuff. The Ravens, I thought, again, got to be more aggressive at the end. You were stopping them pretty much all day, and then you started playing prevent, letting them get all the yards, tiring out your defense, and it almost got away from you. So you don't want to do that. But they were so far ahead where they were able to go ahead and get it. So actually, Ravens did go ahead, get the win. No problem in this one. 28-25 Ravens over the Dallas Cowboys. Next Sunday, we're going to go ahead and play Sunday Night Football, the biggest game of the week against the Buffalo Bills. And let's see how the Ravens do with that. Buffalo playing on a short week. I think they're playing tomorrow night against Jacksonville. So interesting to see how the Ravens do as well next week. So first win. Let's see if we could get this going, get a roll going, and actually going on and see if we can be one of the few teams 0-2 to get into the playoffs. All right. Thank you guys. Enjoy all the games. Thank you for joining us here on the Ravery Sports Podcast. Thank you for calling. Thank you for subscribing. 600 subscribers now on the X page. YouTube getting the subscribers I can see is growing faster, more and more. So thank you very much for joining us. You have a great rest of your day.